Hello and welcome to this, overview of last week's homework assignment. This was problem 23 from chapter 4. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and load the data file up. So that's what I'm going to do now. And our data file was the Yelp Battalion data file. And everything looks to be fine, so I'm going to just keep going next and then import. So we have the data here. So the next thing you needed to do was go to Analyze Text Explorer, and we want to just explore that one column that has our text in there, and then we'll click OK. And so at this point you see the top 5 terms listed here. And so that would have been fine I just wanted to make sure you could do that and you get some general idea about, is this the correct 5 terms? What was most important? What was mostly discussed? Now, to get the correct answer that the book had used, what you would need to do is go ahead and do a complete stemming. And so if you go into term options, you see there's stemming, and then we could stem all terms. If I do that, then this becomes the new set of numbers of what were the top 5 terms in all of the documents. So that's what I was looking for in part A. Were you able to get this? Were you able to understand what it means and so on? For part B, it says apply hierarchical clustering using complete linkage to yield 2 clusters from the presence absence term document matrix using all 5 of the most common terms from the reviews. How many documents are in each cluster? So that tells me you're clustering documents, not terms. So some of you did terms and you got points taken off from that. And then you were supposed to give a description of each cluster. So in order to do that, what you would need to do from here is go ahead and create this latent semantic analysis. The maximum number of terms, we're only looking at 5 terms. The weighting here would be binary. That gets the presence absence of the term document. It could be centered or scaled, or it could be centered. So we can just leave it at this. And so then that gives us something like the following. I can move this around, the screen around, so you can see that. So that only allows you to get to a certain point. And so from there, then you have to actually do the hierarchical clustering. So if I click here, then I can do cluster terms or I can do cluster documents. So we're actually going to do cluster documents. All right, so when we cluster documents, it develops this diagram for you, but it doesn't tell you what the clusters are. So what we can do here is we can do the set clusters. The number default is 5, but we don't want 5, we want 2. And we hit OK. Then we can see what those clusters are. Now some of you may have had different values, and that's fine. But I wanted to see how you got to your 2 clusters. So what these numbers are telling me out to the side is which documents belong in these clusters. And if I save the clusters and go back to my data, you will see, let me minimize this, you will see a last column out there showing the clusters. And if you sort this, you will see which documents were in each cluster. All right. So that's basically what I was looking for. Did you get the right 5 terms? Did you get 2 clusters? And then what can you say about those clusters? Those clusters would have different terms in each. So that's what I was looking for. And when I say terms in each, you would get that from your document term matrix. So let me get back to that. And so to do that, you would open up this Text Explorer review window, go to your top one, and then we have the Save Document Term Matrix and maximum number of terms 5. That's all we want to see. Hit OK. Now when we go back to our data, you can see here, because I did this in a different order, here's the first 5 terms, and then it's binary whether the word, or that document I should say, was in, that's the word, whether this particular word was in this document. Right. So that's something else you should have had. And that should do it in terms of what I was looking for. If you have any questions, let me know.